What is up, Sooner Nation? Uh, First and foremost, prayers up to those in Sulphur, to those that were affected by the storms last night. It was not a pretty sight from things that I saw, and just prayers go out to all those that have been affected, whose lives are changed forever because of these tornadoes that passed through. So I want to say that first and foremost. There's still some in the area moving out from the west. Doesn't look like anything severe tonight, but yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay. Uh, it is Sunday night. Jay, the Sooner softball team has one series remaining, and then their run for four straight natties begins. Baseball's in a delay right now. I don't know if it started back, Jay. They're down 12-10 in the eighth.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it started back up either. It was in the lightning delay earlier. You know how those lightning delays go. It could be a while unless they've got back going. But, yeah, it'd be nice for the Sooners to pull that one out and win the series. You don't want to lose both games of the doubleheader today, especially to your rival Texas. So hopefully they can get that. You had some commits today. You know, basketball, you got the transfer, Jaden Jones, a 3-and-D guy to Long Beach State. That's a big-time get for Porter because – I hate to say this, but any guy they get right now is big time because they got to get some players. And he is a really good 3-and-D guy, so I think he'll fit well with Moser's team. And in football, you have the big one that's kind of been, we've been talking about and people have been waiting on the commitment from April 28th, and there it is, committed today. So that's big. Cortland's going to be a really good player for Oklahoma. Excited about him. I think most people thought he was leaning that way, and now they get him another commit. They are stacking blue chip upon blue chip upon blue chip in that class. It's going to be a great class, man.
Yeah, out of the state of Texas, Houston guy. He's top 30. I think he's 31st in the class in Texas. He's definitely a great piece to the future of this team. Jay Valai is just stoked about him. Everything about it is intangibles and other things. It's a great get. I think he unofficially visited a few times. I know Bobby said some things on here about a silent, but yeah, been great. Now, listen, that's 8 days away from the spring game. It is now 7 or 8 days. It's been a week. They've had 4 commits since then, Jay. I know one's a 2027 guy, but they've had 4 commits since the spring game.
Yep, and Gary says the Houston pipeline's opening up. Don't you think I think it is opening up, but I'm not just thinking Houston. And what I mean is since they joined the SEC, like officially, they're now a member of the SEC. The last year and a half when they announced they were going to be moving to the SEC, I think the recruiting and other pipelines have opened up because I just think you are now in the SEC. We talked about before they joined the SEC, how much of a factor will it be in recruiting? You're starting to see the factor that is. You got a blue blood school. You got a University of Oklahoma whose tradition is unlike many others in football, and you put it with the best conference in football, it's bound to bode well for recruiting, and you're starting to see that pay off.
And when OU's landing 4- and 5-star guys consistently instead of 3- and 4-star guys,
that's right.
It's an absolute game changer. You can't tell me otherwise. We talked about Jimmy and Joe's. Yeah, the Bomb says, and welcome, Bomb. Thought OU couldn't recruit to a small town in the middle of Oklahoma.
That's what somebody said, right?
SEC changes things, but it's just not that. I think the staff that OU's got right now, you guys, you got Jay Valai over there. You got Brandon Hall. You've got Bates, Chavez. You can keep going on and on, Jay. The staff is elite recruiting on the defensive side, and it's going to change how this team plays defense. It's going to be a consistently good defense instead of saying, maybe next year.
Well, you saw Todd Bates today leaving his house with this tweet, said, off to Cali to find the next Roy Williams. These guys are just – I think everybody knew when OU got these coaches that recruiting was going to get better. And, hey, what about Jay Valai? Jay Valai, you talked about early on when Brent Venables was making hires and that name popped up and they were able to sign him as a coach. He's paying dividends for Oklahoma. The defensive backfield and what he's done on the recruiting side of things has been outstanding, man.
Yeah, that was a good one, Bomb. Colin, I was one of those. And then I matured a little bit and realized that I tell you what changed it for me, Colin, is when I would get so worked. I mean, I can't say that I don't get worked up. I get worked up on here every night. I'm passionate about it. But what changed it for me is when I saw players after games, like, taking pictures with the other team's jersey. I'm like, okay, why am I getting so worked up about this?
Yeah, Chester says he'll worry about recruiting rankings in December after early signing day. That's a good way to put it.
I'm on the same boat with Chester, and I'll sit there and sell with Chester all day long on that because signing day is what matters.
Yeah, Bobby, we haven't mentioned Sperry yet, but yeah, I think a lot of times and I would say most years, most classes, you have one guy that's part of that class is your basically lead recruiter on that for that class. I mean, you had it. You could say guys like Jackson Arnold, right? 2025, Kevin Sperry. I mean, you see all he does on Twitter. He has a major influence of who goes to Oklahoma. You're right about that. He's a great recruiter of getting guys to go to Oklahoma. I just think that's in most cases every year you're going to have one of those guys. By the way, he had a pretty dang good camp this last weekend too. Kevin Sperry did.
Yeah, and Ron says, can OU softball team sweep OSU? Yes, it'll be a number 2 versus number 4 matchup.
Hey,
wait,
go ahead.
Obviously, OU can sweep OSU, guys. Okay, I'm not saying that. Nicole May's got to pitch better or not pitch at all.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm Nicole May right now. I mean, you got Maxwell and Deal, to me, are the 2 best pitchers. And I'll say this, Damon says they're having too many errors. Yes. And personally, I don't like today. I didn't love the fact that Maxwell and Deal came into the game. I mean, you're up. I mean, I just thought Deal just pitched 7 innings. Why even bring her in? You could say this too. I think Maxwell and Deal are starting pitchers. I don't think they pitch as well out of the bullpen. I just don't. So we'll see. This is
think about this, Jay. May's been there so many years. People have May figured out, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think she's always been a good pitcher. I don't think she's ever got to that next level ever. I just think she's a good pitcher. I don't think she's ever got to be what you would quote great pitcher, right? I think she's a really good pitcher, but she's not a great pitcher. I think she's really good.
The run is going to start soon. That's for sure.
What do you think about this, Colin? I thought that was interesting too. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious why that offer went out, right? I mean, when it did, he was on a Missouri visit when they offered him. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought that was kind of funny. He's on a Missouri visit and he gets offered, or his brother was on a Missouri visit and gets offered, for OU. I thought that was pretty cool.
You are right. The Porter Moser addition, I do like, Jay, because he can do a little bit of everything. But you got to stack more than that on there. He's got to stack a couple more up.
He needs more players, Jeremy. I thought that too, Gray God. I thought he said he got his first offer. I'm pretty sure that's what.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
And
maybe we saw that wrong. Gary says BB played checkers with the Roberts brothers.
I don't know about that.
Elaborate, Gary.
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Gary?
I think BB wanted Nate Roberts, and he didn't get him.
You think that's why they got Jake?
Bomb said first offer.
NBA Moser. I don't see Moser going to NBA. He doesn't fit the NBA, in my opinion. What about this one today? This one was a shock.
No, I think you're lagging, Jay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just not moving. You're frozen up. Yes, you're just lagging. What's a shocker, Jay?
Shocker, Dylan Edwards.
What is it? Look, Kansas State, that's a massive get for Kansas State, okay?
Big time.
Absolutely massive get. And Gary, if you're saying they gave Jake a spot to get his little brother, there might have been some of that hoping they would get him, but they didn't give Jake a spot only for the little brother. In my opinion, Jake played at North Texas. He knows the offense. He could be a valuable piece this coming season. And they hope they would get Nate Roberts, yes.
Hey, Teresa, if you go off her numbers as far as losses, yes, you're right. And last year, she probably lost, one game? I mean, she didn't lose many last year. That's not it.
Her ERA is over 2.5.
The point is, she's out of the three pitchers, Maxwell, Dillon, May, she's the one that's allowing the most runs per start. I mean, and that's what I mean by that. And Greg got
bombs, Jay.
Greg got this Kansas State versus Utah. I mean, right now, if you wanted to go put money in Vegas on that, I think that's a pretty good bet, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think Jake had anything.
And Jake Roberts.
I don't think he had anything to do with Nate.
No, they went and got Jake Roberts because Seth Luttrell knew who he was and needed a tight end. That's the main thing about it. And Nicole May may be the ace on a whole lot of teams. She's just not going to be the ace at Oklahoma.
That's what I said. She's a really good pitcher. I don't think you can't put her in like the Jordy Ball, some of the greats.
No.
She's a really good pitcher. She's not a great pitcher. That's what I mean.
Exactly.
And to be honest, the problem she's had is every year she's been at Oklahoma, there's been a really good, great pitcher there. Most years that have taken that spot. Yeah,
Utah does get Cam Rising back for his 9th year.
I see a bad moon rising.
He's a bad man. Bad man rising. Anytime they played USC, he owned them. So that's another good thing. You see Caleb Williams came out and texted the punter that they drafted and said, we won't need you.
Jeremy, the guy is one of the most cocky people I've ever seen. I mean,
Jay, you're not going to like this.
What?
I'm just going to say this, Greg God. I love Tyler Guyton. I saw the presser. I love how he introduced his family. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan his whole life. It's an amazing story. However, was he better than advertised at OUJ or didn't pan out as much? What's your thoughts?
Jeremy, he didn't really even play lineman until he got to Oklahoma. He panned out extremely well. He played great last year. He got injured and then didn't come back, but he was outstanding. Better than, I mean, what he did in 2 years at Oklahoma coming from a tight end or H-back.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Hey, Kenneth, I don't normally agree. Sometimes we disagree a lot. I 100% agree with you. Nicole May should be a backup pitcher. She should be the reliever because when they see her a second time, it's game over.
Yeah, Colin, my answer would be Kendall Pettis. Pretty good. He's pretty good athletic.
Yeah, now they got James Nest on the team right now, Jay.
Tyler, wait a second. What do you mean he wasn't a first-round draft pick for us? I thought he played pretty good last year.
I didn't think he played great.
Chad, appreciate that so much, man. Really means a lot.
Thanks, Chad.
I'm happy that Stoops signed with the Rams. Who is the new commit to OU football?
Cortland Guillory, defensive back, 4-star composite, out of Houston, Texas, 2025 class. Going to be a great, I think, player for the University of Oklahoma. You put him and Eli Bowen and some of these young guys together, the future at the secondary position, very, very good.
Mess says Guyton's best game is ahead of him.
Thanks for the super, Chad.
I don't disagree, Mess. I think that's the thing. He's going to have to develop. And I think, Dallas brought him in to basically, when Tyron Smith moves on, there you got Tyler Guyton. So a couple more years of development, the guy's going to be unbelievable.
He's going to play tackle, that's for sure. He's going to be the left tackle.
100%.
Protecting the quarterback. Yeah, he was good at OU. I say he was good. OU going to have 40 DBs? No, because some of them are going to leave. It's just that's the nature of the beast. Okay, nature of the beast. Crystal Calendar, thanks so much. Appreciate you, Crystal. Jay versus Jerem. Which Sooner caught the first touchdown? in the 2017 Rose Bowl game. Oh, my goodness.
The first touchdown. I'm going
to say Baker Mayfield. Was it the trick play? Was that the first?
I'm going to go Hollywood. Was that Hollywood?
I think it was Mark Andrews, but Baker Mayfield caught one. I don't think it was the first one, though. Or was it Rodney Anderson that game, Jay? Crystal, drop us with the answer. I don't know if any one of us was right yet. Dalpois is Lamb. Thanks for the super, Crystal. We appreciate those donations. They really help us
Anderson.
out.
Jimmy says Anderson too, Jeremy.
Yeah, I remember Anderson catching. I just don't remember the order. Because I know Andrews had a pretty good game. Crystal's going to drop the answer in here in a second. We did not get any storm damage where we were. I know Sooner Legend Podcast has family in Sulphur. Prayers out to all those in Sulphur. That is just a travesty what that town is going through.
Lamb was first, second was Anderson. There we go.
That's what Monty says.
That's what Monty says. And Crystal, that's a great question.
Was Baker third then?
Baker was right before halftime, if I remember.
And then the squib kick. And then the squib kick.
Chester, Anderson was unbelievable that year. I mean, what he did. Do you remember the K-State game?
Oh, I remember the TCU half that he had.
Collins dropping sports movies, top 3 sports movies of all time. Hoosiers, Field of Dreams. I disagree.
It was Hollywood, Crystal says.
That's right. That's what I said, wasn't it? Hey, top 3 sports movies. I don't know how you can't have Remember the Titans on there, though.
Yeah, I agree. You can't name just 3 top movies. There's too many good sports movies.
Thanks.
Are you going to see the new? Are you going to see the new Dennis Quaid one, Jay?
I probably will. Maybe not in the theater, but when it comes out on rental, or not rental, but stream it.
I love me some good sports movies, Jay. And Moneyball is one of the best ones out there.
Moneyball's a good movie.
Moneyball's one.
There's a lot of good movies, a lot of good sports movies you can.
You want to know how to be a good leader? Watch Brad Pitt in Moneyball.
It's a good movie.
Billy Beane was an exceptional leader, and I'll tell you one thing, Jay. I'm going to talk about Billy Beane. Kind of threw the loyalty card out the window with that team, and that's what BV may have done. He may have stopped playing the loyalty card, and I really hope so, because that will be a massive game changer if the loyalty card is thrown out the window. Game-changing things.
Yeah. And Gary, I'm not a Jerry. Jerry Maguire's a good movie, but it is not, to me, a top sports movie.
It's not really much of a sports movie at all.
Yeah, Braden says May's struggling.
May is absolutely struggling. I hope she finds her stuff in May. Pun intended.
Program was that was a great movie back in the day. There's been a lot of good ones, guys. I mean, we could go on a whole chat on maybe that's what trivia should be about tonight, Jeremy, a sports movie.
Go for it then, Jay.
Well, I got to come up with the trivia first. Rudy, there we go.
Yeah, Rudy is one of my all-time favorites. I just don't like the true story behind it.
Yeah, but you need to get over that.
Kevin Costner is one of the best sports movie actors there are. How many has he been in, Jay? For Love of the Game, Tin Cup, he was in
Draft Day.
Was he in Bull Durham? Yeah.
That's 4. Field of Dreams.
5. He's the best. I love Matthew McConaughey and We Are Marshall, though.
I'm going to ask a trivia question, and I hope I know the answer to it. I might not. I better not.
Hey, I got trivia right now.
Okay, here we go.
In the Field of Dreams, there were 3 sayings that Kevin Costner's character heard. Not Ray Kinsella. Yeah, Ray. 3 sayings he heard, right? What were those 3? You got to say all 3. We'll go a point for each. All 3 of them. Do you know them, Jay? You know them, right?
I know them. Yeah.
Okay.
BB's favoritism. Unwanted Lordy needs to end. Zach Alley needs to guide him out of this tunnel.
Mark gets 1 point.
Tone Loc.
No, Mark got it first.
Oh, Mark
if you build it, They Will Come is the first one.
Yeah. What's another one, guys? We got two more.
Two more. Oh, these are great, dude. And I think it's If You Build It, He Will Come at the end, but that one doesn't count. Oh, there's two other ones that are great, dude. That's the only one people remember. What a good trivia question I got today. What's up, guys?
No,
It's just Heaven. No, it's Iowa, and that's not one of them.
I'll tell you a hint. One of them has to do with the dock.
Oh, Jay, these are great, dude. I just got to say the answer, man.
Give him a second. Give him a second.
Right now, Mark Hampton's got the point. Nick Anderson has gone bald. I care, Sooner fan. Sooner fan. I care because I love Field of Dreams and I asked a trivia question.
Wait,
I care.
Colin, is this true? Did he shave his head completely? Have you seen this, Jeremy?
I have not. I'm just saying Colin says he's gone bald, so we'll see.
Wow. That'd be interesting. He had a good set of locks there.
That is not the saying, although that's a good saying. Cut the corn is not the saying.
No.
If you believe the impossible, it's not the same. Ease his pain. There's one, Sooner Shoe. Give you a trivia point for the day.
There you go. There's two.
Ease his pain. There's one more, Jay.
Right?
Yes. Jay, we have If You Build It, They Will Come. We have Ease His Pain, and we got one more.
I'm trying to remember the third one.
You don't know it?
I think I know it.
It's 3 words. It's 3 words, Jay.
I got gas.
That's not it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Do you know it, Jay?
Count down from 5 and then say it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't know it, Jay?
Go for it.
Go the
There it
distance.
is.
Bobby got it. Bobby
There it
got
is.
it. Go the distance. I thought we were going to say it together, Jay. Bobby gets a point. Mark gets a point. Sooner Shoe gets a point. Bobby gets a point. That movie is so good.
It's a good movie.
I'm getting fired up. I may have to watch it tonight. You know what a student challenged me to watch, Jay?
What's that?
I said it. I watched it like 20 years ago. I thought it was the dumbest movie. Even though I like Monty Python, even though I like Napoleon Dynamite, I just could not agree that I liked Princess Bride. I can't.
So did you watch it again?
Nope. I'm watching it before school tomorrow.
People think it's hilarious, man.
I've got to see it, Jay. I've got to see it again. It was 20 years ago that I
Hey,
watched it.
what year was Field of Dreams made?
Oh, had to be late 90s. Actually, it's probably
I think-
1990 or 89.
No, it had to been about 1990, 1991. Because our band played the song
For
in
stretching.
95. So it would have had to been early 90s.
Tyler says 94. Bobby says 89. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Ease his pain. Is James Earl Jones one of the best actors of all
89.
time?
Wow.
Is James Earl Jones one of the best?
Oh, between him and Morgan Freeman, the 2 best voices.
Oh, absolutely.
How many movies have you cried? Hey, this is a show we can speak about our emotions on here. How many movies have you cried on?
I've cried on several movies, Jay. I love
movies.
Hallmark
Sports
movies.
movies.
Come on.
Sports movies.
Mighty Ducks, when they get in the flying V and start that's a tearjerker every freaking
You
time.
do
I promise
not.
you. Yes.
Mighty Ducks.
Yes. And when Rudy gets the sack and the music, you can hear the violin. Da 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 da. It's just waterworks, dude.
Hey, there's one movie that gets me every time. It's The Rookie. Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, love that. Hey, bomb. There's 75. Actually, I think there's 750 Hallmark movies. There's 5 actors. Okay. 750 movies, 5 actors. All right. I don't cry on animal movies. I cry on Hallmark movies. Yeah, absolutely.
Hallmark or
Christmas
Lifetime?
movies, absolutely.
Hallmark or Lifetime movie? Here's the difference. Hallmark
Both.
are happy endings. Lifetime are like depressing.
Yeah, I don't care for the Lifetime of husband kidnapped next
I
door,
don't either.
husband kidnapped in the grocery store, my ex My eggs came out of the gas station. Whatever. I don't care about those. I watch Hallmark. Okay.
Back to football, Jeremy.
Back to football.
Hopefully, no crying tears for Oklahoma unless they win a natty this year. I guarantee you this: if Oklahoma was to win a natty, I'd be crying. I promise you.
I remember in 2000 when they had the post championship thing at Owen Field.
Oh yeah.
I remember tearing up on that. Bob Stoops, man. Bob Stoops is so good.
Chuck wants to know if we're going to talk sports or grown men crying over girls.
Absolutely, we're talking sports. What do you want to talk about, Chuck? What do you want to talk about? What would I give up for an OU football natty? I wouldn't give up
anything. I mean,
I don't know that I'd give up something, but I would sure love to see another one in my lifetime in the next. I mean, it's been 24 years. That's a travesty.
Sooner says, I bet Oregon fans are crying after seeing DG in the spring game.
Chad, there's a lot that's a tearjerker for me when it comes to Christ, thinking what all Christ has done for me.
Who commits next to OU football?
I don't have to watch that movie to be emotional when it comes to that. That's for sure. I can just open up the Word and realize what He's done for me. Hey, Crystal,
Don't
give up your house for a natty? That is some commitment right there, Crystal. Okay, let's talk QB line, because here's what I'm going to say. If the O-line is better than we think they're going to be, Jackson Arnold's going to be in the Heisman conversation. There, I said it.
Yeah, I
if
think
the O-line is better than we think they're going to be, Jackson Arnold will be in the Heisman conversation, okay? You like that, Chuck?
That's pretty high praise. It's not that high praise coming from you. Bobby throws a name out here. Ogamora is the next commit.
From Elgin?
Elgin, I believe, yeah.
Elgin has a long jump dude that's like ranked very high in the nation. He's jumping 25 feet.
25 feet?
Yes.
No way. You can't jump 25 feet.
Absolutely is. Trust in Gasso. Trust in Gasso.
Jeremy, that's 2.5 basketball goals.
Jason, I promise you I'm not lying.
There's no way.
His name is like Jaquez Chew. Yes, he is. He's ranked in the nation.
Dang. Yeah, Hickman, great. I think Hickman's big time. I haven't seen Eric on here tonight.
Oh, wow. The baseball game, and Hunter was there.
Dude,
the baseball game has been called. And
why did they
lose that? That's disappointing. Their pitching was very disappointing.
But they were only down 2 runs. Why do you call that game? Because nobody has a game they have to get to tomorrow. I don't know. That sucks.
Mez watched the Oregon scrimmage on YouTube last night. DG hasn't changed some mechanics. Same jump passes. The pocket is collapsing. Yeah, he's got some receivers. We'll see how he adjusts to Will Stein. He did talk highly of Will Stein, so we'll see. Oh,
Will Stein's a good mind.
Cash's facilities are great.
Whose is?
Cash.
Chuck says, I think with our D, this is the best time for Jackson to start at quarterback. That's a good point, Chuck, because hopefully and maybe it's not the offense that has to win the games for them. Maybe, yeah, they can win the games for them, but maybe the strength, hopefully, we all think it should be, will be that defense this year.
Hey, we will fill Hunter in on the 3 that got it. Mark, Sooner Shoe, and Bobby. We will fill Hunter in, and we will have it updated tomorrow night, April 29th, so everyone knows. Also, DG moved on. We should too, is what Greg God says. And
Well,
I'll say
Jeremy,
this,
that's addressed right at you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Right at you. Because you cannot move on. You can't move on from it.
Oh, I absolutely can. I was getting ready to say something about the defense, but I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, Thunder, Dagnall got Coach of the Year today.
No coach that has ever got Coach of the Year has won a championship that year. That's something to think. Hey, Jay, Hickman and Fabechi, though, those are 2 old dudes. Okay?
Well,
Fabechi and Hickman, 2 old guys. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chuck. I really like that. And listen, we can talk about the portal guys right now on April 28th. You cannot say Deion Burks, Jerem. You cannot say his name. Give me the 2 best guys out of the portal this year, production-wise for Oklahoma. Who's it going to be?
I've got 3 because I don't know.
No, 2. Top 2.
Right now, I'm going to say Fabechi and Des Malone, but I think it could be Fabechi, Hickman, Des, or Bauer Sharp.
Fair.
And, hey, I think that what Mez has brought up, and I talked about the loyalty thing earlier, Jay. I absolutely think Zach Alley is here for partly that reason.
A lot of people, yeah, I agree. A lot of people are high on Woolard. A lot of people are.
Kind of going under the radar, Jay. He's going under the radar a little.
Jackson's asking, y'all think Williams goes to Texas?
I don't think it's Texas, but I don't think it's OU, so I don't know what I think.
I think it's up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Fabechi and Hickman. Monty says Fabechi and Malone. Greg says those are the most important, and I would agree. I think where all the offensive line was, those are the most important.
I've got to check out Nick Anderson's hair if he shaved it, see what that all looks like. Manning replaces yours or we lose our first game. I'm going to go with Manning replaces yours because of an injury.
Well, I'll say this. I'd have to look, but I don't think Texas' schedule is that hard early on. So I would think that yours would be playing pretty good. But I do.
Bobby says we'll know after Wednesday. See about Missouri offering him the bag.
How about Missouri fans going after Oklahoma people on the Tornadoes? I mean, that's just – I mean, come on, people.
I don't expect anything less, Jay.
I mean, let's just –
they're unbelievable. Speaking of that, again, we're going to close with I just want to say, again, prayers out to all those that were affected by the storms last night. Just a horrible sight there in Sulphur and surrounding areas. We know there are some fatalities. Just really, really prayers go out to those.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you said it's devastating. Hookham said Michigan in week 2 for Texas. I forgot they do play Michigan. I'm just not sold on Michigan this year.
Yeah, I'm not either, Jay. I wasn't sold last year and they won a natty.
I mean,
I'm not. Hey, you know me, Tyler. I'm a Canic guy. I'm a Canic fan, so I've already thought really good things about him. Yeah, hit the like, please. Thanks for the donations tonight. Crystal Calendar, thanks so much for the $10 super. Chad Gamble, thanks so much for the $5 super. We appreciate you guys donating to our channel. We appreciate all those. There's links in there. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of what's happening here at the Sooner Surge. Big week in softball with Bedlam this next coming weekend, closing out the year before their postseason run for 4 natties. No, I think it was Holdenville. But it doesn't really matter, Lori, because it's a travesty either way. Yeah, and Sulphur got just devastated. Yes, prayer is powerful. Appreciate all you guys being on here. Michigan thinks Chief thinks Michigan, Bama, Washington all take a step back. Yep, go watch a Hallmark movie, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Boomer.
Sooner.